Woke up in New York City, lying on the floor. Just outside of Mosses West 54. Wow. You gonna know my name by the end of the night. Yeah. You gonna know my name.
We walk past them every day. They are seemingly everywhere in the city, and yet they have become invisible people. And they have become so common as to become a part of the landscape, of no more importance than the wall of a building they lean against, or the subway benches that serve as their bed. They can certainly see you, sidestepping around them as you head off for a lunch date, or driving by them as they stand on a street corner with a sign in their hand. They are unwashed, the disheveled, the forgotten people of America, where all men are created equal, but some aren't too lucky, right? Do you see them? Can you see them? Will you see them?
Flowers, a verse about springtime. Perchance in the tree line, she's waiting for me. Homeward, these shoes worn to paper. It has the reason I left here so young. Homeward, and what if I see her there in the doorway I walked away from? White House asleep on the hillside, firm as a habit I struggle to shed. Homeward with heaven above me, old road behind me, a door up ahead.
Just a minute ago, we saw pictures of real people in different settings. What were you paying attention to? Were you looking at the pictures, or were you distracted by the bustling city? They span the entire spectrum of the population: white, black, Indian, Hispanic, men and women, children. No race or creed is exempt. Homelessness is an equal opportunity issue due to poverty and class, not just race. And it is alive and well in every major city in the United States. Do you see them? Can you see them? Will you see them? The numbers are staggering, especially considering this is considered the richest and most powerful nation on earth. Over 60,000 people are homeless in just New York City alone. Homelessness is an issue in our society that should not be ignored. Some may question how these people allow themselves to come to this point in their life. And we rationalize our negative attitude toward the homeless by saying, oh, they're probably drug addicts or alcoholics, so they brought the situation on themselves. There are probably a number of homeless people who are addicts of some kind. But the homeless also consist of families, fathers, mothers, friends, people who've had job losses, family illness, or some sort of misfortune that has led to their homelessness. There is a reason why people are faced with homelessness, and in part, although we cannot blame society fully, we can take responsibility as a nation. But it starts first with the individual. In my podcast today, we'll be looking at reasons and causes of homelessness, ranging from social, economically, and personally, where it's happening today, and what we can do about it as a nation that is indeed capable of implementing solutions. We will also be interviewing a homeless person today, because I believe every homeless person on the street has a different story, and so many have gone through many circumstances to come to this point in their life. Why am I doing this? Because reaching out to someone in need directly just does not happen anymore. And when we do, a connection is made, no matter how brief or how strange. And I hope that our inadequate gesture of kindness leaves them with hope. And by looking at one individual today, we can walk a mile in someone else's shoes, because we all deserve to be treated equally, and have to, as a society, stop assuming that homeless people are dirty, mean objects that take up seats on the subway. In the end, I want you to see that these are people that need our help. When you look beyond appearances, people will surprise you. Everyone has a different story, and people nowadays just judge on the negative stereotypes sometimes, and it's really unfortunate. But I want to share with you the experience at the Bowery Mission.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
So how has the shelter helped you in your own personal life?
Well, in my own personal life, it has helped me because I have gone through 3 marriages, and I have lost 3 homes. And this place happened to be here for homeless people who have problems with alcohol, which I do. Food, a place to stay, various things. This place is just like home. Yeah, you're right. Like home. It's like home.
Seems like there's a lot of great people that are here to help you and be
a
good
lot
friends.
of great people over here. They help you. They let you in. It's very cold or it's snowing or it's raining or whatever. You're welcome to come in.
What kind of things do you guys do?
Such as
Like, do you attend the chapel services?
oh yes, absolutely. We attend the chapel services. If there's something we can help with as far as unloading a truck or something, we help.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that want to help. There are people like really don't want to do anything.
Right. Awesome. So is there can you describe to me, like, do you think the shelter is helping you any way besides
Well, coming to this place in a way is a positive motivation actually, in order for you to get out of the situation that you're in and go on ahead and try something, to go to work and do, They're very good. They have counseling. They have medical assistance. Great place. It's a great place. I mean, it's just a great place. Great people. You listen to the Word of God. You not only eat food, but you listen to the Word of God, and many of us just kind of change in a way. We change because we listen to the Word of God, and we do as God tells us to do.
Awesome. Do you think shelters and other organizations are a benefit to the homeless population?
Oh, absolutely. This is like the home we never had. Actually, for a while, or whenever we never had. This is a place that encourages you to go on. Actually, to encourage you to think positively as opposed to negatively.
Right, definitely. And you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer, but was there a time that you lived on the street?
Oh yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
I live in the streets. I have eaten in the streets, and if it wasn't for a place such as this place, I would be in the streets, actually.
Yeah.
And not only, like I said, not only do I eat the Word, I eat the food they have, but I also listen to the Word of God. This place helps us a lot.
What do you think the public's opinion is on the homeless, and how, if it's negative, we can change it?
The homeless people are negative people as far as normal people are. I don't know what word to pick.
Yeah.
But we are not all as we're judged. We are people that lost our wives and we lost our homes because of our drinking, because some people use drugs, and we find ourselves in this type of situation. And it's no one's fault. Like I said, it's our own fault. For instance, I drink a lot. I'm a person that I'm homeless. I found myself homeless and without my wife because of my drinking. I drank too much. She didn't like my drinking, and she threw me out. And here I found myself. This place picked me up, and you know what? These people may think that this is a place for bums, like alcoholics or drug addicts or negative people, but it's not. It helps us. It helps us that I think I have the right reason to be here. Not the right reason. There's no such thing as a right reason. But I think that I'm not a drug addict. I'm here because these people help people.
Right. Yeah. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, there are several leading causes of homelessness. The change in mental health systems since the 1950s and a shift toward a community-based treatment of mentally ill rather than long-term commitment to an institution. Redevelopment of neighborhoods and cities, demolishing low-income neighborhoods. The failure of the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs to provide effective mental health care for veterans. Natural disasters, foreclosure of homes, evictions from apartments, women and children who flee domestic violence, difficulty of released prisoners to find gainful employment. Do you see them? Can you see them? Will you see them? How did this happen? I struggle with this question daily, and I want to know how this happens in the United States of America. I want to know how people become invisible to the rest of us. And I want to know how people are asked to serve their country, but the country is not required to serve the people. I want to know how poverty and homelessness happen in this country. Evidently, we cannot count on the government taking care of its citizens. And we cannot count on corporations feeling any civic responsibility to those who line their pockets with cash. I can, however, and we can, count on each other. And so that's where it starts. With one person, you and me. In all honesty, I wish it did not start with us. I would love it if the government would handle all this so I could go about my day not thinking about all these social problems. Unfortunately, that's how this mess started in the first place. 300 million people going about their day, paying little or no attention to the suffering and injustice all around them, and trusting that the government will handle the situation. The funny thing is, the government is carelessly going about the business of big business and hoping that we handle the problem on a local level. And so it starts with the individual. Theoretically, it sounds great. But unfortunately, people nowadays have lost a lot of humanity qualities. They are interested only in the proper wellness and the prosperity, and they don't care about problems that others face. This is not a good state of things, and we forget about mutual help, compassion. We are led by the desire of great amount of money, and the problems of others are of no matter to us. But then, there are people like Mark Langerberg, who at first started delivering food only on holidays, then quickly realized that holidays weren't enough, and that these people were in need of assistance every day. Then he started the Homeless Bus, a non-profit that travels and heads up to the Lincoln Tunnel every Saturday. There are regular stops where the people they serve, men, women, children, know where to meet them, and they arrive to the crowds of smiles along the curb, grateful for a warm meal, clothes, toiletries, and much love with which they are about to receive. Though just one person, Mark has a big mission, and he is doing his part as a human to help. Do you see them? Can you see them? Will you see them? How can we make a difference? Honestly, it starts with simplest gestures, such as smiling and treating homeless people like the humans they are. Smiling, saying hi, how are you, being courteous makes a big difference in their day. Other ways to help is to donate some of your time and visiting shelters and volunteering at soup kitchens. We can prepare sacked lunches, donate food, clothes, toiletries for the homeless, to a local food pantry. You don't even have to donate money if you don't like the idea, but donating subway tickets, old books, anything that you can think would help. We can also start food drives and can drives with your school or your church, and that might take some planning, but in the end, it'll be worth it. So for the last time, do you see them? Can you see them? Will you see them? The answer is yes, we do see them, and we can see them. But it is truly up to us to see them and help. Coming to a conclusion, I want to say that we should pay more attention to people who are around us. No one knows whether they can be in the same situation or not. That is why we should help each other. And we should remember we are people, and such qualities such as compassion, loyalty, and equality should always be in us. There is a lot that happens in the world we can't control. We can't stop earthquakes, we can't prevent droughts, and we cannot prevent all conflict. But when we know where the hungry and the homeless and people who need our help exist, we can do our part and help them. Helping others in need is not only a responsibility of life, it is what gives meaning to life.